Thank you for joining the Career Center for Student Employee Orientation, and congratulations on receiving your new role. In this orientation, we will be reviewing how many hours each student employment type can work and how student employees can enter their hours into SOLAR. We will then review some tips and tricks for succeeding in the workplace and talk about how you may use your student employment experience to benefit you. To have a better understanding of the hours you may be working, you first have to understand what type of position you are in. We will review the position types together, and I will provide general guidance for how many hours these types of positions typically work. Please keep in mind, however, that these hours may vary depending on your department's budget, funding source, and needs. Federal work study is something that you must qualify for through the Financial Aid Office. It is offered through the Federal Campus-Based Aid Program and provides employment opportunities to eligible matriculated students. It is possible for students with federal work study to work up to 40 hours a week, but these students generally work 10 to 30 hours a week, depending on their federal award. A student assistant is paid for from a department's state, research, or FSA account. Students in these positions may work up to 29 hours a week between all positions. Student assistant positions are open to any Stony Brook University student, regardless of financial aid package, year in school, or citizenship. Graduate assistants may work up to 20 hours a week and often work as 0.1 to 0.9 full-time equivalency. They can sometimes be paid for through a stipend or tuition reimbursement. Please note, you may also be considered a regular student assistant, even if you have graduate status. Research assistants are hired to assist in carrying out a particular research agenda. They may work 20 hours during the school year and up to 40 hours over the summer. The exception to these hours is if you are an international student. International students may only work up to 20 hours per week. Again, please note the slide is meant to serve as a general overview. Hours can vary based on your department's budget and funding source. If you have any questions about your hours, please be sure to check with your supervisor or human resources. Now that we have covered how many hours we're able to work, let's discuss entering your hours into SOLAR. When you sign into SOLAR, you will be brought to a homepage with various menus on the right-hand side. Find the Student Employment Service menu and select Enter Timesheet. You will then be brought to the Search Criteria screen. Do not type anything into the Begins With field. Instead, simply hit Search. This will show you the department or departments in which you have been assigned to work. If you have more than one on-campus role, you can distinguish between them by looking in the department column on the right-hand side. Select the department for which you would like to enter your hours. You will then be brought to your timesheet. From there, you should enter the date and time that you have worked. To add a new day or section, select the plus button on the right. Please note that you cannot log more than 6 hours without taking a break. If you work a shift longer than 6 hours, please enter your hours before your break in the first row, then click the plus button and add the hours that you worked after your break in the next row. Now that you know how to log your hours, let's discuss what to do and how to behave when you actually get there. This covers both actions that make you seem unprofessional and professional. Arriving late can make it seem like you do not care about your job responsibilities. When at work, you should be focused on the task at hand and keep personal phone calls and texting to a minimum. If you absolutely need to make a personal call, let your supervisor know and step into an area that will not be disruptive to the work setting. You should avoid getting wrapped up in office gossip, whether about your coworkers or your supervisor. If you hear these types of conversations starting to form, remove yourself from the situation. Do not cancel your work shifts last minute or assume that your supervisor is okay with you taking time off. Be sure to have conversations about time off well in advance and to actually ask for permission. When your supervisor gives you constructive criticism, while it may be hard for you to hear, he or she is doing it with your best interests in mind, and their feedback will be valuable to your own growth. Don't display a can't-do attitude or turn down requests from your supervisor. To make the best impression possible, it is important to display a professional image. This includes both dressing appropriately and acting appropriately. While individual offices may have unique dress code policies, as a general rule, avoid clothing that is frayed, ripped, or revealing. Be sure to enter your hours accurately and honestly. When you meet with your supervisor or your team, take notes to remember the details later and ask for clarification to ensure that you have your tasks in order. Remain professional in all communications, whether these be in person, in email, or by telephone. This means being polite and kind and remembering that you are always representing the department for which you work in. Work together with your teammates and value the individual contribution that everyone brings. One of the most exciting parts about receiving a new job is the opportunity to grow professionally and to develop your skills. The Career Center is here to help you with that in a variety of ways. These ways can be found on our student employment website, which is simply stonybrook.edu/student-employment. On this site, you may find all of our student employment training webinars. There are videos that student employees can look through in their own time. In addition to the ones mentioned on the slide, there are many more, including how to ask for time off, receiving feedback, and Mindfulness 101. In addition to the many online offerings available, we also have in-person trainings that you may take advantage of. These trainings are updated each semester. Previous topics have included how to be workforce ready, using your current job to land your dream job, and professional communication. For upcoming listings, please visit the calendar page on the Student Employment website. In addition to the website, I also act as a point of contact for student employees in the Career Center. I'm available to answer your questions and can be contacted anytime at 631-632-1198 or at tara.l.campbell@stonybrook.edu. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this orientation. Please feel free to reach out to me for any additional support. Please remember to fill out the post-orientation test located in the description of this video to get credit for participating. Congratulations again on your new role.